Hello, I'm here to talk about some stuff about the digital dollar that is coming. It's in the really near future. I read a few things. Fed Now was a little bit that I talked about prior to this, and another one is the digital dollar that they've come out and spoke about and actually put a name to it. My belief is they're using dollar, so it's familiar, so people are used to it, so people have some sort of trust in it. Other than that, I think it's just a way to not scare the majority of people, to say this is something different. They're saying, no, it's the same. It's just a digital dollar. It's going to be the same as you're used to, which it's absolutely not. Nothing could be further from the truth than that. But anyways, with that being said, I know some thoughts to think about that I've been thinking about is what does it mean? What does it mean, for example, if cash is gone and that's their end game? I believe they got a date of by 2025 to be completely cash free, if not sooner. If there's no more cash, how's that going to work? I mean, how will that work for lemonade stands? Will that work for mowing lawns? If a kid's in high school, he's trying to save up for something, college or whatever it may be, how's that working for mowing lawns? How is that working for garage sales? If you want to have a garage sale or yard sale, how is that going to work for exchange? How about side jobs? How does that work for, I guess, homeless people that you see on the streets in cities, and they can't just ask for a few dollars to, get to their next meal or whatever it is they wish to purchase? How does that work? There's no more paper dollars. There's no more cash. It's all a digital thing that the government can control and regulate. How does that work for allowances with children? Is that going to be an issue too? Probably not as much of an issue as it would be for garage sale, lemonade stand, babysitting, yard work, that kind of stuff. But these are just things to think about. I know once the dollar's digital completely, the fears there, at least for me, is now the government can track and control all your purchases. It can find out where you've been purchasing from. If they deem something's not fit, if they see that you're purchasing what they don't want you to, what's unapproved, what you should not be, whatever that could be. It could be as simple as buying a case of beer, and they say, well, you're not approved for that. If you're doing stuff that they don't approve of and they don't feel is necessary, if it's digital and it's all controlled by the Fed or the government, your account can be frozen or closed or shut down or suspended or whatever that may be. But the power's there because they can see everything that you've done, everywhere you've been, all the commerce that you've been involved in. It might not seem like a big deal, but if you really think about it, it's a huge deal. You're taking away any control you have to purchase what you want at a garage sale, give allowance, give your niece or nephew $5 for helping out somewhere in the lawn, or whatever the case may be. That's gone. They're taking that away. So what I've read is they have a date of the end of this year, the end of 2020, December 31st. And then after this, it's going to be implemented. They want it to start. They want it to begin. So I know in government's slow, drags on, but this is a huge push that they want and something they want done. So I would guess that at least it's going to be early 2021 that this is in the beginning. It's starting. It's in place. It's not going to replace the dollar overnight, but it's going to start. You're going to see less cash. You're going to be able to pull out less cash from the banks. Less places are going to be accepting cash because it's all a push to give cash a bad name and say, hey, this is better, kind of deal. So if they don't like what you've been doing, who you've been giving it to, whether that's a church, a political party, or that's just someone they don't approve of, they could shut it down. Same with purchases. So with that being said, how is exchanges and commerce going to happen outside of the system? Because that's going to happen. It always happens. Humans they find ways to figure things out and get around stuff. And this is another system they'll get around. So how will that happen? I believe a majority of people will choose to get around the system for some of those things, like I had said, babysitting, lemonade stands, garage sales, yard sales, etc. How will that happen? Well, my guess, at least from where I've read and heard and the history that I've been involved with, is silver going to be used for smaller items? Is gold going to be used for larger items? And silver is going to be used for small items. If that's the case, then what's going to be the common small fractional silver that's used? My guess it's going to be 90% silver. That means any coinage that the United States has had from 1964 or older, specifically dimes and quarters, because they're 90% silver. So anything 1964 and older is 90% silver, dimes and quarters. I believe, because it's small and fractional, I believe that it will be an easy way for exchange. Because no matter what, people will not lose faith in that as a currency, as an exchange, because there's silver in there. Silver's used for everything, for the most part, and it's getting to be more and more used with the electronic cars, the automated cars, all the solar stuff we have, computers, heavy electronics, the quantum computing that's coming. Silver's just going to be used tremendously. So with that being said, it can be used as an exchange, because no matter what, there's not going to be somebody out there that will not take it. You can bring it somewhere to be melted down. A place for metals will take it, or your neighbor, or your niece or nephew, or your parents. Someone's going to want that, because that has a value to it. It's not just like a piece of paper that has no value behind what the government says it has. So is that going to happen? I feel strongly it's gonna, and it's going to be a major point of exchange for barter, for commerce in the future outside of the system. Possible uses, like I had said, if you go garage sailing, babysitting, yard work, anything, help a friend out, finishing the roof on your shed, that kind of stuff. He is a little down on his luck. He wants a little bit in return for the help, which is fine. Or your niece or nephew wants to help. You want to pay him a little bit. Well, he'll take a little 90% silver, or he'll take a troy ounce silver, or whatever the job is. If it's a really large job, then you maybe go to gold as an exchange. This is just what I'm thinking. Because no matter what happens, there's going to be a way around the system, and humans find a way that they're more comfortable with, and they feel is a more fair way to use commerce and to get around and survive. So, like I said, it's coming. They got it. They got it in play. They said by the end of this year they want it implemented. So by the beginning of 2021. They want it started. Digital dollar is what they're calling it as of now, and I'm pretty sure that's going to stay for a name under FedNow and through the Federal Reserve and the government. And their end goal is to be cash-free by 2025. Cashless, no cash whatsoever. So these are things to think about. I know I've been thinking about it. Maybe you want to start getting involved with silver. 90% silver, stuff like that. Have it on hand, because I feel it's a future of exchange, future of commerce, for not everything, but for a good amount of things that's out there between you and those you know and your friends and neighbors and others, as in garage sales, that kind of stuff. So anyways, as always, stay vigilant, protect yourself, protect your health, and protect your wealth.